Okay, it's a good question. If everything is written in the Torah, and let's say somebody's sick, why would anybody pray if it's already written in the Torah if this person is going to die or not? Right? That's the question. So the Gemara Masechet Rosh Hashanah says there's a few things that can change a decree. There's a few things that change a decree. There's a bad decree that came into the world, and there's a few things that can change it. One of the things is tshuva, meaning changing your behavior. Another thing is changing your name. And a third thing is tzaka. What's tzaka? Tzaka is screaming. What do you mean screaming? Screaming to Hashem, begging Him for mercy. Praying. Praying. Why? If a person changes their name, in essence, they could potentially, if they do it the right way, with a real Talmid Chacham, someone who knows what they're doing, they could potentially change the decree, because in essence, when you have another name, you get another added piece to your neshama. This should not be done under normal circumstances, and many Chachamim say are against it, because it's dangerous to do it and not use it. So for example, it's common in the Western world to give people a middle name. Very common in the Western world, but it's also common for people not to use the middle name. So most people call themselves by their first name, and the middle name is just something that's on their passport or their driver's license, but in reality, nobody knows what it is. In Judaism, if you have a middle name, you have to use it. Meaning, if your name is Israel Meir Reuven, you have to use Israel Meir Reuven. You can't just say Israel. Why? Because your name is Israel Meir. Your first and middle name are not first. There's no such thing as middle name. That's your name. You have to use the full name. Don't shorten your name. Why? Shortening a person's name can shorten their life. Also, it's not a good idea that if your name is, let's say, Benjamin, don't tell people my name is Ben. Don't shorten your name. Shortening your name can shorten your life. If you have a name in the Torah, you have to use it, which means that if before you're going to add a name, don't add a name if you don't plan on using it on a regular basis. Second thing is if you do tshuva. If you do tshuva, you can change the decree. Why? Because the decree that happened in Shamayim that such and such, chas v'shalom, is going to be sick, was given to a certain person. A person that had 100 pounds worth of sins, let's say. Right? But if that person did tshuva, changed his mistakes, stopped violating Shabbat, stopped wasting seed, stopped this, what ends up happening? He's no longer the same person. The decree was given to a person that's full of sins. Once he did tshuva, he's undoing those sins. He's even turning some of those sins into mitzvot. Which means that yes, the decree was given to this person that's full of sins, but he's no longer the same person. He's a person that already did tshuva. That's what David HaMelech says to Hashem in Tehillim. He says, Hashem, they're lying about me. Who's lying about you, David HaMelech? He says, the angels. Why are they lying about you? They're lying about me because they say I sin. No, they're talking about somebody I used to be. I used to sin. No, now I did tshuva. So they're still talking about it as if I didn't do tshuva, but I did tshuva, Hashem. Meaning, Rabotai, that if a person does tshuva, he can change the decree. Not because Hashem changed his mind, but because we changed our actions. And we are no longer the person that deserves that decree. Same concept of the tzaka, the prayer. The prayer is that when a person or a group of people pray for rachamim from Hashem, they pray for mercy from Hashem, they're increasing that sick person's merits. When that person was getting sick or some type of negative decree, they had, let's say, 100 pounds of merits, but also 100 pounds of decree. That's a negative decree. So that decree, those merits matched. Once people started praying for that person, once people started learning Torah for that person, once people started doing good things for the sake of that person, they increased the merit side of that person. Now it's no longer 100 pounds. Now it became 200 pounds, 300 pounds. And Hashem says, oh, 300 pounds doesn't deserve this 100 pounds. The 100 pound type of guy, yeah, deserved it. But the 300 pound didn't deserve it. Meaning that there was a change that took place. But sometimes as a last thing for this specific question, sometimes we do things a little too late. Most of the time we do things almost too late, and sometimes we do them too late, meaning after the decree has already been passed and it's too late to undo it. Person already died. But sometimes we're really close to that. So the Gemara says, one time, Rabbi Eliezer ben Holkenos was walking in the street with his students. And since he was part of the Sanhedrin, one of the biggest Tanaim that ever lived, he knew 70 languages. One of those languages was the language of animals. And he saw a very dangerous snake past him. He said, "Hey, where are you going?" There's a snake. I see a snake, I run away, by the way. He sees a snake. "Hey, where are you going?" He says, "I'm going to do my job." He goes, "What's your job?" "I'm going to kill that Jew down the street on such and such address." He says, "No, you're not allowed to kill that Jew." He goes, "Why? I have a job. Hashem already sent me. I have the memo. I got the email. I'm here." He says, "No. You got the email. You got the message from Hashem to go do it. But since you got it, I already met with that Jew earlier today, and he did tshuva. He already decided he's going to stop violating Shabbat. He's going to stop doing what he's doing. So he already started doing tshuva. He didn't complete tshuva, but he started doing tshuva, which means he doesn't deserve the decree that you already got the email. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. Someone kadosh, someone holy says go somewhere else. You go somewhere else. The snake turns around, goes somewhere else. Moments later they heard he killed somebody else. So the Talmidim, the students of Rabbi Eliezer, says, "Rabbi, how come he went to kill somebody else? You told him to go away." No, I didn't tell him to go away. I told him to go somewhere else. "Why didn't you tell him to go away, Rabbi?" He goes, "No, I can't tell him to go away. It's not my business. Hashem sent him. I just told him to go somewhere else because he doesn't have the right to be here anymore. But he still has the right to be here because Hashem sent him. So now, since he doesn't have a right to be here, the decree was already passed. The bullet was already shot. All I told him was to change directions. Once the bullet is shot, there's no undoing it. You can't put it back in the gun. You could change directions with divine assistance." That's what happened. Rabbi Eliezer says the decree already came to the world. Just go to where it does belong now. Somebody else belonged there, which was somebody that was a murderer, and he ended up killing him. Point being, Rabotai, is that sometimes the decree already comes to the world, but we can still save the ones we love as a result of prayer, as a result of tshuva, as a result of doing good things. But most importantly, we shouldn't wait too long, because sometimes we don't have the merit of Rabbi Eliezer ben Holkenos, where we know that this is the last chance. But nonetheless, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us a lot of opportunities to do tshuva, especially today.